Okay. Welcome to Qigong for the spleen and stomach and the earth element. We begin in the Wu Chi posture, where our tailbone is dropped and our feet are parallel and shoulder width apart. We breathe into the lower dantian, just below the navel, and relax our arms. We begin breathing into the lower dantian and smiling into our eyes and smiling into our heart and smiling into our lower abdomen. Then we release the arms and we begin shifting and turning from our hips and waist and nicely knocking on the lower back area. And then we shift our weight to one side and the other and begin to lift the heel on the opposite side. Breathing into the lower dantian, slow, deep, diaphragmatic breaths. Now we turn our hip out and we go to our upper abdominal, the spleen, stomach, and liver area. And just relaxing. The back of the neck is slightly opened, centering the head in the center of the body. And then go back and slow it down and go to your lower dantian and knock on the sea of Qi. And then come up to where the upper stomach, and then go all the way around all the internal organs, stimulating activity and energy moving. And we'll rest here and take some diaphragmatic breaths. Inhale and feel the lower dantian expanding, and exhale, bringing it back. Then we'll put it in the side, just above the belt channel here, and feel the diaphragm expand all around. The diaphragm is a muscle, and this breathing training is a complete Qigong in itself. Now we'll warm up the digestive system by doing some reverse breathing. So as we inhale, we bring the stomach towards the spine and just exhale, relax. And go back to regular breathing and massage all your internal organs, coming up the liver side. And then reverse it and spiral in slowly, gathering the energy into the lower dantian. Now we're going to work our wrists a little bit just by twisting and turning. And we'll get into a more dynamic stretch called the rooster. So follow the waist and the hips and lift the shoulder. Inhale up and exhale down. And then we'll reverse it, opening up the back, and rolling the shoulders forward. Again, just following the hips and the waist. Come back to center and we'll clear the lungs. On the exhale, bring your hips back and extend forward, rounding the back. And then on the inhale, bring fresh energy into the lungs. Always breathing into the lower dantian. And one more. And then bring your hands overhead and come off your heel into the bubbling springs, the kidney 1 point. And then do some side stretches. Exhale to the side. And bring your arms down and bring your feet closer together. And we'll do a movement called opening the heart to the universe. So you do a little back bend and look up on the inhale, and then you squat down, bringing your tailbone back and go as low as comfortable, but don't bring your knees forward. And we'll do one more. And come up and do a forward bend. Just relax and let gravity take you down. Then bring your hands up to the waist and rub down the back of the legs, releasing some tightness and tension. And then slap down that area to bring some energy in. And then heel toe out to shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and roll the spine back up. Now we'll do a movement called the wave. So just have your hands relaxed on the thigh. Stick your chin out, chin to chest as you roll down and roll back up. And we'll make it a little smaller. And we'll turn to the liver side, and we'll compress the organs on that side, squeezing out toxicity. And then we'll turn to the spleen side and do the same thing. It also opens the spinal column on the opposite side. And come back to center and just slow it down in the stomach and come back to Qi. Now we're going to shake out some tightness and tensions, but we're going to use the healing sound for the earth element, which is saying whoo, but using it guttural, like a whoo, 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 and slow it down and just feel the relaxation. Now we're going to place, for the rest of the moves, we're going to place our tongue on the upper palate lightly so it activates something called the microcosmic orbit that comes up the spine to the top, to the tongue, and down in an orbit. So we just have it there lightly to connect those points. And we're going to balance heaven and earth. So inhale up, cross hands and come down, emptying the bottom of the lungs and squeezing the liver and spleen and stomach, hips back, and then bring them forward. Balancing heaven and earth by bringing the heaven earth energy down and the earth energy up. Folding into a fetal position. And we'll do 2 more. And we'll bring the hands down with the fingers facing each other, pointing to the lower dantian, and relax your hips and waist. And we'll do some twisting movements. So just twist as far as you're comfortable. Inhale to center and exhale to one side. This brings energy into the belt channel, which feeds the digestive organs. And back to center, and we'll do an up and down movement called Sage Holds Up the Heavens. So we inhale to the chin and exhale up. And then exhale to the chin and palms up. Now we can add a little leg movement, coming down a little and coming up. Without locking the knees. And the next time we'll leave our right hand up and bring the left hand down facing the midline. Then we'll exhale and coil in and switch sides, separating yin and yang, heaven and earth. Last one with the right hand up. And bring it down, condensing it in the abdominal organs. And now we'll integrate yin and yang, a similar move, but a little different. So we float the hand up, and then we separate on the exhale and condense it. Inhale and turn it over on the exhale. Keeping space in the armpit, arms are rounded. Last one. And bring the arms down and turn it to the side. And use your elbows and wrists to just open and close the arms and with your breath. Now go to the larger circle and just pulse 3 times on the edge. Get a feeling for the edge of that ball. And then put your right hand on top and separate it with the palms facing each other. And now we'll put these moves together. So right hand up, shift and turn to the right on the exhale. Inhale and separate the arms. Hold your breath as you pulse 3 times on the edge. And then go to the other side. Inhale and hold. Last set. And come back to center with the ball and offer that energy to the earth. Now we'll do an earth flow. So bring your palms into the lower dantian and then bring your hips back as you float them out. On the exhale, and then bring the energy back in. And the color for the harvest season is kind of a golden wheat color. So if you want to add a body-mind practice to this, feel the golden energy all around you. Always keeping the knees soft. And the breath slow, deep, and even. And we'll do one more. And then we'll turn our palms over like we're resting our arms in an armchair. Nice, comfortable. And we'll do a standing meditation to the earth element. So we imagine that from the bubbling well, the energy comes up from the earth to the lower dantian, and it comes in the palms, through the arms, and down to the lower dantian. And we'll bring the arms out. We'll gather energy from the sky and mix it and bring up all that energy down to the earth and offer it to the earth. And we'll inhale and scoop earth energy and bring the hips forward to the lower dantian and exhale out to the world. Down through your body. And up through your legs. One more. And we'll do some opening, closing, pulsing. Just let your wrists move the hands. And feel the energy between the palms a little closer. Then condense it and make little circles. Then get in touch with the virtue of the earth element, which is trust, and kind of an inward thought of trusting your gut instincts. And then bring your arms down, and we'll do our ritual cleanup, coming straight down, gathering earth energy, offering it out to the universe. Turning your head in both directions, and inhaling it and pouring it down the yin channels in the front of the body, through the qua, inner thigh, through the balls of the feet. Again. This time through the Tai Chi energetic pole from the crown of the head to the perineum. And then lightly over the head and closer to the body for the yang channels in the back of the body through the heels. And we'll do a couple more pulses. And on the next exhale, we'll exhale completely until the hands touch. And we come in hip width apart, warm our hands up, and tap up the yin channels around the shoulders and down the yang channels for 3 sets. And we warm our hands up again, and we do some tapping. Keep breathing and tap above the eyebrows, and then the temples, eye sockets with one finger. Gently close the eyeballs and lightly over the eyeballs. Keep breathing down to the sinuses and go from the middle of the lips around the jaw 3 times. And over to the jaw. Then pull lightly on the earlobe and rub everything in the inside and back side of the ear and give yourself a nice scalp massage. One hand over the back of the neck and the other one over. Wash the back of the neck. And the bottom hand, as the lower hand has a better grip, so we reverse it. And then we go slowly around the neck 3 times down the throat for the lymph and the thyroid. Thymus gland at the top, breaking up T cells, and down the sternum to the lower abdominal organs. Around the belt channel, and then the side of the hands on the kidneys and adrenals. Drink lots of water after practice. Lower back and down the ion channels. And up the yin channels on the inside of the legs, through the quad and back around to the lower back and down again. And up again. And around and down. Then smooth it up, around and down twice. Bend your knees, roll under and up. Bring your feet together. Palms on the lower dantian, tongue on the palate. And lightly close your eyes and do a movement called bamboo in the breeze. And slow the breath down. Come to a still place, take your tongue and brush your cheeks, gums, and teeth. Collect saliva and gulp swallow once or twice. Very slowly release the arms. Very slowly open your eyes. Bow to yourself for taking good care of your health today. Deep inhale, 2 steps forward. Ah-ha! Thanks for coming.